I went into foster care when I was 2 weeks old. Now I'm a mother of 3 and I'm employed.
Foster youth are a viable work group because they are incredibly hardworking, and a lot of them value that sort of emotional connection that they get from employers. If you get somebody who used to be in the foster care system employed, you have a really high chance of them staying with that job and growing with it as well.
Hi, welcome. My name is Kathy Andrade. I am the Foster Youth Liaison with the Workforce Development Division Special Initiatives with Texas Workforce Commission. I am here today for this webinar to discuss with you the potential of unlocking and hiring foster youth. We're diving into a topic that we feel passionate about, why you should hire a former foster youth. Stick around because later we will have Chloe Bruno, very talented and sweet young lady who has a lived experience, and she will be answering some questions and giving her own insight. It's a pleasure to speak with you today. I want to talk to you about how your company can make a real difference in the lives of young people while also strengthening your workforce. Foster youth often face unique obstacles, but they also possess incredible potential. By choosing to hire a foster youth, you're not just filling a position, you're investing in a person's future and contributing to a more just and equitable society. We're talking about a strategic opportunity to tap into a valuable and often overlooked talent pool, former foster youth. We will explore the unique strengths these individuals bring and why hiring them is beneficial for both the individual and your organization. We will discuss benefits, research, and available resources for hiring former foster youth. These young people possess incredible potential to contribute to our workforce. Their life experiences have cultivated remarkable resilience, which, when coupled with appropriate training and support, translates directly into the persistence and drive needed to excel in any career.
I started in foster care at 2 weeks old. I grew up really early. I grew up at the age of 15. I lost my dad in 2019, February 14th. Him leaving, I think I just needed, that support, and he was my support. I had my adopted mom left, and she kind of went on. I ended up getting pregnant with my first and having to just grow up and do and fend for myself at that point. Today, I'm a mother of 3. Now, I am at Goodwill Excel. I'm about to graduate soon. I have a job now. I'm working on, being better for them. I envision, I'm able to provide for them being able to, follow me and do better than me. What I bring to the table is consistency, hard working. I learned to do better multitasking because I did grow up taking care of babies my whole life. So I think that's where all my mothering came from. My past job, I think I did a caregiving. And that was one of my longest jobs. I was very caring, took care of elders. You guys should hire foster youth because we grew up to be very hardworking.
Hiring a former foster youth offers a wealth of benefits to employers, often exceeding expectations and challenging common misconceptions. Here's a breakdown of those advantages. Former foster youth often overcome significant challenges. This builds incredible resilience, adaptability, and problem-solving skills. Overcoming adversity, former foster youth have often navigated complex and challenging situations from a young age. This builds exceptional resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, and a strong work ethic. Adaptability. They are accustomed to adapting the new environments, rules, and people, making them flexible and respectful in the workplace. Creative problem solvers. They've learned to think outside the box, to address challenges in their lives. Strong work ethic and drive. Appreciation for the opportunity. Having faced adversity, they often have a deep appreciation for the opportunities provided and a strong desire to succeed. Highly motivated. They are driven to achieve their goals and build a better future for themselves. Commitment and loyalty. They often demonstrate high levels of commitment and loyalty to employers who provide them with a chance. unique perspectives, and diversity. Diverse backgrounds. Their lived experience bring a unique perspective and contribute to a more diverse and inclusive workplace. Empathy and understanding. They often have high level of empathy and understanding for others, which can foster a more positive and collaborative work environment. Fresh ideas. Their diverse backgrounds can lead to innovative ideas and approaches to problem solving. Cost-effective hiring. Reduced turnover. Their commitment and loyalty often translates into lower turnover rates, saving the company on recruitment and training costs. Positive impact on company culture and reputation. Enhanced morale. Hiring a former foster youth can boost employee morale by demonstrating a company's commitment to social responsibility. Improved company image. It sends a powerful message to the community and customers about the company's values and commitment to making a difference. Attract talent. A positive social impact can attract other purpose-driven employees who want to work for a company that gives back. Filling labor gaps. Hiring from this pool can help fill the labor gaps and provide a valuable pipeline of talent. By embracing the value propositions of hiring former foster youth, businesses can not only contribute to positive social change, but also gain a competitive advantage in the marketplace. Personal and professional growth. Growth potential. They are eager to learn new skills and advance their careers. Mentorship opportunities. Hiring a former foster youth can provide employees with opportunities for mentorship and personal growth by sharing their experiences and guiding the new hire. There are 28 workforce boards across the state of Texas, along with 170 workforce solution offices that can assist employers with their workforce needs. We have put up a QR code. Please feel free to scan it to find the workforce board in your area. Texas Workforce Solution offices can play a vital role in empowering foster youth by providing them with tools, resources, and support they need to succeed in education, training, and employment. They are a valuable resource to help young adults transitioning into independence and adulthood. We have listed some of their services here. We understand that foster youth need specialized support, which is why we have 18 dedicated transition centers working directly with them. These centers provide hands-on assistance to prepare young people for adulthood. Whether it's getting a job, enrolling in college, or building essential life skills, we're talking about practical help like mentorship, job preparation, and soft skills training. Our transition centers offer employment assistance, training, educational support, and crucial access to community partners and resources. We even provide a variety of transitional living services, including PAL classes, job search, and job readiness programs, along with food and housing assistance.
I am an employment specialist at LifeWorks, and being an employment specialist at LifeWorks often takes a lot of different roles. Basically what I do is I help eliminate those barriers that a lot of my clients have with employment. A big issue that I've seen with our clients who are aging out of foster care right now is a lot of the times they don't get all the necessary support that they need. If they don't sign a certain amount of paperwork and don't go through the PAL program, they are kind of out of luck. And that's sort of where I step in to try to reconnect them to those resources. A lot of the times you have clients who either have to grow up very fast in the foster care system or who don't grow up fast enough. Employment becomes incredibly critical, and a lot of the times when we do have foster youth who were in care around those really pivotal ages of 15 through 18, a lot of the times they're moving during those time periods and might not have access to have employment or to continue with skills that you need for employment as well. A lot of the foster youth that I work with or who I have worked with in the past often hold very strong work ethic as well as resilience. That strong work ethic comes from either growing up super quickly or it comes from just facing all these challenges that not a lot of other young people have to deal with. Foster youth are a viable work group because they are incredibly hardworking, and a lot of them value that sort of emotional connection that they get from employers, and I feel like that is super important. And if you get somebody who used to be in the foster care system employed, you have a really high chance of them staying with that job and growing with it as well, because you need that mentorship kind of guidance that comes from that. When we are working with foster youth, especially when employers are working with foster youth, I think the biggest thing is having grace. Having grace, a lot of the times, people who are in the foster care system might not have all the necessary skills that other people might have. And especially when it comes to things like childcare, speaking about family matters, and even your attitude when they ask for assistance and when they ask for guidance. Because asking for assistance and asking for guidance can be quite intimidating sometimes. So just being graceful and being able to help your employee walk through it is a great thing. My message to Texas employers: unlock untapped potential and build a stronger, more resilient workforce. Give foster youth a chance.
Are you looking for resilient, adaptable, and dedicated employees who bring unique perspectives to your team? Former foster youth are a hidden talent pool, often overlooked but possessing valuable skills forged through life experience. They are problem solvers, quick learners, and committed to building a better future. By hiring former foster youth, you're not just filling a position, you're investing in a motivated individual who will bring passion and loyalty to your company. They also bring diversity of experience, which is increasingly crucial in today's economy. Plus, you're contributing to your community, offering a pathway to success for those who often face significant barriers. Take the steps to unlock their potential, and you may find the next great team member. Contact your local transition center or workforce board to see how you can connect with your talented former foster youth today. Consider internships and apprenticeships. Offer opportunities for former foster youth who gain valuable work and experiences and develop their skills. Partner with your local organizations. Collaborate with organizations that support former foster youth to connect with potential candidates and access resources. Become a foster youth-friendly employer. Publicly commit to supporting former foster youth in the workplace. This demonstrates your commitment and social responsibility and attracts top talent. It's one thing to hear from me, but now let's hear from somebody who has a lived experience. And now I'd like to introduce to you the very smart and talented Chloe Bruno. Thank you, Chloe, for being with us here today. She's going to give us some insight and personal knowledge of her own with her own lived experience. Can you briefly share your journey in foster care and how it's influenced your approach to work and your personal growth?
Yeah, of course. So my journey started when I was 3 years old. I was placed in the foster care system along with my siblings, and we were kind of placed around in different homes, and it kind of allowed me to experience a bunch of different things, some good, some bad, but it's allowed me to have that open set mentality when it comes to work, to be able to understand those who are around you and the environment and being able to adapt to it.
What are some of the biggest hurdles you faced when first looking for work?
I would say stability. I think once you graduate high school, once you move on from, middle school to high school to college, you're always going to take a stepping stone in a direction you don't know where it's going to go. And so graduating high school, being told your schedule, here's what you're going to do every day, and then stepping into a world of freedom, as they say, just kind of knowing that you're responsible for your finances, for your health, and just kind of not knowing how you're going to manage all that. And so that was the biggest thing. So when it came to looking for a job and knowing where you wanted to work and where you didn't want to work, it was very hard to find those opportunities.
Absolutely. Many former foster youth possess incredible resilience and adaptability. Can you share an example of how these qualities have helped you in your work setting?
It's really helped me to establish myself and really understand that I belong where I'm at. I'm in a work setting, I'm in an office, and I don't need to feel any kind of regret.
As someone with lived foster care experience, what unique skills and perspectives do you believe you bring to the workforce, and how have they contributed to your success as an employee?
I would say with my experience in foster care, it's allowed me to become a very observant person. So whenever I meet somebody or step into an environment, I'm able to pretty much read the room and kind of understand where everyone might be coming from. And I think it's allowed me to become more adaptable. So adaptability is one of the biggest things. So that adaptability has been one. The resilience for me to apply for a position and in hopes of if I get it, I get it. If I don't, no stress there.
Were there any specific resources or support systems that made a big difference in your job search or early employment experiences? Are there resources you wish you had?
Yeah, so when I graduated high school, I graduated from early college high school, so that meant I graduated with an associate's degree before my high school diploma. And so that kind of put me a little bit ahead of my peers, and knowing that I was going to step into college as technically a junior, my first year, I wanted to look for resources, and one of those resources was called the Alamo Fellows Program, based in San Antonio, Texas. It's a talent retention program for first-generation STEM students. And so they really helped me to kind of explore the opportunities there in San Antonio and the different companies, and being able to speak with employees about what their roles are really helped me into thinking that I could do cybersecurity. I could, if I put my foot out there and just kind of dip my toes in the water, that I could figure out what I wanted to do and how to get there. Another one was the Faith Center at my school, which is solely focused on adults with foster backgrounds. So they provided support and resources, and just hey, we're here if you need it. Like, please utilize these resources. We want you to utilize them. They're here for you. We're here for you. And they played a big role. And another one that I mentioned was my mentor, and just having, those mentorships is really essential. A lot of resources were there, but some of them were not, and I would say those resources probably had to be etiquette, how to present yourself, how to go out in front of a crowd, public speak. And so I wish a lot more students knew about, workshops like that. That way they could voice their opinions and feel confident in what they're doing and what they want to achieve. I think that's some of the resources that I would have liked to see.
Absolutely. What types of mentorship or support systems would you recommend to help former foster youth succeed in the workforce? And if you could change one thing to improve their employment opportunities, what would it be?
I think it's very scary to meet with somebody who's on a whole nother level compared to you, whether they're working corporate or military. It can be very scary to say, this is what I want to do, and how did you get there? So being able to meet with somebody who is passionate about helping and not just there because they're required to, and you'll know the difference as you get to meet people. Just kind of seeking for people who may not be 30 years into their career, maybe they're 5 years into their career. Because they're so young, they're able to relate to our younger youth and foster care backgrounds, and they're able to tell you, yeah, these were the actual hardships that I faced, and honestly didn't know if I was going to overcome them, but because I did so and so, I did. So maybe that's something you should look into.
What message or encouragement would you like to leave with the audience today?
Yeah, so from the notorious quote, is never judge a book by its cover. Although sometimes it can be very difficult, the pages may be a bit ripped, the binding may be coming apart, there may be some unidentified stains, but if you never open the book, you'll never know the story that's within. And it takes one person just to be curious and caring that can change someone's life and ultimately lead them down a path of greatness and being able to pursue what they love. So start reading.
Thank you so much for joining us for this webinar. We truly appreciate you being here and taking in all this information. If you have any questions, please use the QR code and feel free to reach out to us. Again, my name is Kathy Andrade.